All right, YouTube. Well, I'm starting off my ride today in Legacy Park, which is in the northwest area of Sioux Falls. And I'm going to ride along a trail called Skunk Creek Trail. So here we go. So today I'm riding Skunk Creek Trail. I've actually never ridden this trail before because it's actually about 24 miles northwest of where I live. But I ended up getting a new bike rack so that I could do these types of things. So I got the Kravit Cyber Rack E2 Plus. You can check out a review of that on my channel. And the E2 Plus made it possible for me to do this ride today. So kudos to that. So I've never actually been on this trail before, but it's just part of the 26-mile Sioux Falls bike trails that we have here. You know, walking and bike trails, 26 miles of them. I think it's over 30 now, they've extended it, so. This is all part of that whole trail system. On your left. And you can see it's a very nicely paved path, easy to ride. The whole bike trail system in Sioux Falls is like this. It's all well paved. So, what a beautiful day to be doing this too. Right now it is May 3rd, 2026, and it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Right next to me here, you probably just saw, was what we call Skunk Creek, which is really just a split off from the Big Sioux River, which is in my other videos. You'll see that a lot. But it splits off into a Y, and the split off here is called Skunk Creek. And this path just runs along Skunk Creek. Got the bike all charged up, 100%. Ready for my ride today. Got everything charged up. Charged up my camera, my microphone. Got the car all situated with the new rack. Bike racks are kind of awkward. Hello. Yeah, the bike rack is awkward. You know, it's big and heavy. I'm not used to having an 80-pound electric bike on the end of my car. Not to mention a 70-pound rack. So, a 70-pound rack and an 80-pound bike. It felt different riding around in my Jeep with that on the back. You can feel the weight for sure. It's not every day you have 150 pounds of weight sitting on the back of your vehicle. Well, this should be a very beautiful ride today. Doesn't seem to be any wind, really. for a spring day. You can see all the leaves are coming up on the trees. Everything's starting to look green and beautiful again. Love it. On your left. Sometimes you gotta watch for those big old dogs. They like to chase bikes. I've been fortunate though, so far none of them have come after me. Every now and then they'll bark at me though. All right, I think we're riding through Dunham Park, I think is what it's called. Yeah, if you look at the sign right there, Dunham Park. All right, I'm just gonna go across here. Cross over Skunk Creek again. We've gone over it a few times. You can see some mallards out there swimming around. I love it when you see blossoms on trees. It's just awesome. You see these purple and pink flowers or white flowers all over the trees. Generally, it's with fruit trees. Crabapple trees are big out here in Sioux Falls. It's because they can withstand a lot of cold. You know, it gets below 0 Fahrenheit out here. Actually pretty common. I think in the wintertime, this last winter, we probably had 5 or 6 days of where the temperatures hit below 0, and some drastically. We had a couple where we had, 20 degrees below 0, and with wind chill, it could be 40 or 50 degrees below 0. And we even had somewhere it's middle of the day and it's negative 16 or negative 17. That's pretty cold. The crabapple trees don't mind the cold. They do just fine. All their leaves fall off, and during the winter they look like they're dead pretty much. But then when spring comes around, bam, all those blossoms show up and it's gorgeous. You see trees everywhere with pink, purple, or white blossoms. Love it. On your left. Well, I think I go this way. I'm not even sure, to be honest. Let's go see. It's an adventure, folks. Well, that's interesting. So it kind of goes around in a circle. So you could get back up on the road in 2 different spots. Cool. You can see it's a little downhill here. I'm not even really pedaling now, just coasting. What a beautiful day for a beautiful ride. There's Mother Mary up there praying over us. I think that's a Catholic church up there. I'll take all the prayers I can get, folks. So yeah, if you're interested in getting a bike rack, because you want to do rides that are further from your house, I would recommend that Kravit Cyber Rack E2 or the E2 Plus. This isn't sponsored. I'm not being paid to say this or anything like that. I just Bought it for myself, bought it with my own money. I did a review for you guys in case you were interested in the same thing. But I thought it's a really good rack, you know. It did a really good job getting my bike here. No issues whatsoever. It was really quiet. You don't hear anything. There's a lot of rubber and soft pad on it where it grabs and holds, so that's very helpful. On your left. Thank you. Very helpful for keeping it quiet. It took me probably about an hour to install it, so if you check out my video, you'll see me installing it. It's a long video, but that's really just so you can see all the ins and outs of doing the installation. You can see everything I went through to get it installed. And there's a couple of very awkward moments you'll see. One part of it, which I thought was not very good, was you can tilt. So I got the E2 Plus, and the E2 Plus has a tilting mechanism that allows the bikes to tilt towards you so that you can open up the hatch on your vehicle. And that sounds really good. Sounds like a good plan, really. But it has a problem. And the problem that I experienced, which you'll see it in the video, the problem I experienced is that once you have big heavy bikes on your rack and you tilt it forward, you know, good luck tilting it back up again, because now you have all that weight. You have all that weight that you have to try to lift back up. There's no assistance in lifting it up either. There's no springs or anything like that that'll help you, pull it up. Nothing like that. Kind of on your own there. So in my awkward moment, I had to remove one of the bikes from the rack. My wife's, she has about I think it's 55 pounds or something like that. It's the Aventon Pace 4. I had to remove it from the rack just so I could lift everything back up into place. So I thought that was awkward, and it's definitely something you won't think about when you're considering making the purchase. I didn't. You just look at it and go, oh wow, it tilts forward, you can open up your hatch, that's cool. And then you run into that and go, wait a minute, that ain't so cool. Something for everybody to think about before making that kind of a purchase. Do you know what though? It's a really affordable rack anyways. I think they have it on sale right now for it's like $359, at least as of the time of this filming, of this video. So that's a good deal. And you pay for, you pay for conveniences, right? So a lot of times when people consider paying $1,000 or $1,200 for a bike rack, much of the time what you're paying for are the conveniences of things. So it might have a power lift, or it might have a swing out arm where you swing out your bikes away from the hatch or something like that. And those kind of conveniences cost money. So if you're willing to accept that you can be dealing with some inconveniences with a cheaper rack, as long as the rack meets your needs, and in this case, the needs I had are that it has to hold, a couple hundred pounds, which the Kravit Cyber Rack does that. It will hold 200 pounds of bikes. Now with my bike and my wife's bike, you're talking about 140 pounds. And it did just fine. So yeah, I'm a happy guy now. I got the ability to haul my bike to different places and do bike rides that are a lot further from home. The greater Sioux Falls area is huge. You know, it took me 25 minutes to drive from my home in the southeastern part of the city to the Legacy Park where I started this ride, which is in the northwest part of the city. And it's not even the furthest point. You know, if you go from the furthest point southeast to the northwest, it'll probably take you 35 minutes. So it's a very big city. All right, so I'm gonna go down left, it seems, because right goes out to the street. My brakes are so much quieter now. So my bike, which is the Aventon Aventure 3, it comes with Tektro brakes. And normally Tektro brakes are good, nothing wrong with them. But for some reason, the brakes that were on this bike in the front were really noisy. And they chattered a lot, like a rattly sound. And it was really annoying. I tried doing all kinds of different things, adjusting, cleaning, all that. Nothing ever worked. On your left. Nothing worked. So what I eventually did is I just replaced the pads. I went to local bike shop. I think it's called Spoken Sport. And they had Shimano pads instead of Tektro pads. And it was a really easy swap. It cost me about $19 for the pads. And they're also semi-metallic, just like the Tektros. But the interesting thing, once I put the pads on, everything was quiet. No more chattering, no more rattle, no more noise. I bedded them in just like you're supposed to, which I also did with the Tektro brakes, you know, did the bedding process. It's where you go real fast. You know, not real fast, but you know, you might want to get up to a good 10 to 15 mile per hour clip, and you hit the brakes pretty well. Don't come to a complete stop. You just slow it down pretty quickly to where it's just rolling. Let go, go fast again, slow down real quickly. You just keep doing that over and over again about, I don't know, 10 times maybe, and you'll be set. I did that with these new Shimano brakes, and everything's been great. They were quiet at the beginning, and they're still quiet. No more chatter, no more rattle. So, knock on concrete, knock on asphalt. Not gonna give me a problem again. But it's a pain in the ass to have noisy brakes. Man, it is a pain in the butt. Everybody's out and about enjoying their day today. Such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful day. So far I have ridden 5 miles. And I'd guess my average is about 17 miles per hour, maybe 16 to 17. Got a nice bridge coming up here. And again, this is all new to me. I've never been on this part of the bike trail. One of these days I'll just do the full loop in one go and break it up into 4 or 5 videos. But you know, I don't want to do an hour and a half, 2 hour video for you guys. You won't want to watch that. Boy, this is scary looking. All right, here we go. All right, nothing like riding over a rickety wooden bridge, huh? Oh, I'm gonna think about here where I want to go. You know, the video's been going kind of long enough. We're gonna call it right here. And if you like this kind of video, you enjoy this sort of thing, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my channel. I do a lot of rides in Sioux Falls. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.